Hey guys, how you doing? Dan with a Dan's 30-foot dory build. I was just out here using the belt sander I bought, that wind machine. I'll show it to you in a minute. I bought a belt for it yesterday, almost $5, $4.95 or whatever it was, 40 grit, 3x21. And I came out here this morning and decided to try it before I really knocked it, right? So what happened simply is, I'll show you here. Sorry about the flip. Now I can't see what I'm showing you, but right here to right about there, here you can see it. Can you see all that sanded area? Okay, so that area took me about, I don't know, just for argument's sake, I'm going to say 10 minutes, maybe 15. Now, the only issues I had, it was going so well and it was ripping it right down so fast that I was actually enjoying the sanding part, because I got a lot of high spots down this side of the boat. And to go over it with 80 grit, it was just not cutting it, meaning that it was just not ripping it down fast enough. So I just found that a waste of time. That's why I went out and got the 40 grit. Well, I purchased a 40 grit because that's all the local store here had. So the 40 grit is really ripping it down real fast. And I had a lot of high spots and overlaps where I had pretty well four layers of fiberglass, and the only way to rip it down is to take it down, right? And yeah, so like as I got towards the end there where I showed you, the machine jumped and started to knock, and I thought, what now, right? So I stopped the machine, I flipped it over, and the belt, even though I adjusted it even a little further out than it should have been, just to make sure it doesn't get caught, the machine allowed the belt to get shifted into the drive wheel, which of course took a ½ inch of belt out instantly. That's where the bump came from. The belt let go inside, cut, flipped, and went under the machine and out. So I stopped the machine and I flipped it over and went, oh my God, here we go. He just took a chunk of belt out. And I tried to figure out what happened, and the machine just allowed the belt to slide over and wedge into the corner and caused it to cut a section out of it. So I cleaned it up, and I readjusted it, and now I had about a ½ inch of plate exposed instead of a ¼ inch of plate exposed, which was fine. I wasn't about to stop sanding now, and the 40 grit paper was in great shape. There was nothing wrong with the paper, except now it had almost a ½ inch missing out of one side of it. So I flipped the machine over, started it up, I did my adjustments on it, and I'm at the lowest speed that this machine will sand at, and continued sanding. So I went over a couple of high spots, and then the machine knocked again and jumped. I thought, what the hell, right? So I flipped the machine over. This time it drove the belt right over again into the drive wheel and just blew up the rest of the belt. And I'm standing here, I'm getting upset. Where's that belt? I want to show it to you. Anyway, I am getting upset at this, and I just can't believe it. So if I got 4.5 feet over, excuse me, and it's a 30-foot belt, and the transom in the back is about 66 by 6 feet, how many belts am I going to have to go through at $5 a piece? Because I know if I get another belt for this, it's going to eat up the belt. It's going to ruin the belt. Now I also noticed that the drive wheel rubber is coming apart on this too. Here, I'll show it to you. Now the belt sits here. Now look how offset those wheels are. one wheel is here, one wheel is here. Look, they're not the same size. See, and if you follow this through, there's no wheel. There's no support for your belt here. It hangs off in the open. That can't be good. But I want to know from somebody, if you've got a belt sander, are your belt wheels this far off? Now look at the wheel here, the adjustment. By turning in or turning out the screw, it moves this on an angle, like it swings, right? So you can see the angle it's on. But the belt still drove itself into the wheel right here. Now, if you take a closer look, I don't know how well this is going to take. You see there's a steel here? Okay, so the belt now, this is like a cookie cutter here. The second the belt touches this, it cuts the belt. And it's uneven by about 1/8 of an inch. Is that supposed to be that way? Look at that. See that? There's a lip there. I can't... There you go. See that? So the belt moves over here, rides on this as it's coming through, and it cuts it like a cookie cutter, a pie cutter. Okay, so I don't know why this isn't solid across like this one. See, this is solid across. It would be nice if this was a little bit more rubbery. This is hard rubber here. No wonder it slides, right? I don't know. It's free rolling. But the whole drive system, look, if you follow this all the way down, there's no support for the belt here. See that? So I don't know if that's right or wrong. If anybody owns one of these, let me know if your belts are lined up like this and you got this much space. So a 3-inch belt, you got about what? 1/4 inch, a 1/2 inch belt hanging off the edge, not being supported here. And like this edge here, the second your belt moves over, this edge here cuts the belt. Anyway, the sandpaper worked. The sandpaper did the job it was supposed to do. The belt sander just killed a $5 piece of belt sanding paper. Now I'm stuck standing here wondering what to do with this. Because I'm not going to, spend $50 on belts because the machine is cutting up the belts. That makes no sense. So anyway, I'm just trying to explain what happened here. So if somebody knows this machine better than I do, go ahead. So there's no belt support here, and this steel edge sticks out 1/4 of an inch high, and the second the belt hits it, it cuts it. Is that right? Even though when you adjust your belt, it's not there, but the belt does slide over, and it hits this and cuts the paper. That's the only thing I can figure out. Pretty radical, eh? Now, if you look at my work, now here's 1, 2, 3 layers here. That was a fold. This is flat. It's perfectly flat now. This is awesome. It's all flat, really. A little bit here and there, that could be fixed, but it's all flat. And I got to here, and that was it. So another dilemma, another situation. I do check all my videos before I post them, okay? So there you go. It sanded down good while it was running. But the belt, where did I put that belt? My God, things disappear around here faster than money does. Okay, well, I must have brought it back in the shed. I'm not going to worry about it. You know what a belt looks like. So anyway, yeah, so that's it for this video. I just thought I'd give you an update on what I'm trying to do and what's going on and why it's happening. And this is a major delay for me. I'm sure that belt could have went a long way down the side of this boat if the machine didn't need it. A bloody shame. Yeah. But anyway, I showed you how offset those rollers are, right? That's the way they are. So, I don't know if that's right or wrong. So this is Dan's Dory Build. I'd like to thank you all very much for joining me. I hope I'm giving you something to be of interest. Not just trying to give you problems I'm having, but maybe that's a good thing. Maybe somebody watching this video or any of my videos will turn around and go, oh, I'm not going to do that. And if you're going to buy a belt sander, buy a good one. Milwaukee or Makita. I've never used a DeWalt one, so I can't say anything for DeWalt. Sorry, Mr. DeWalt. But it's, I don't know, it's 10:30 in the morning. I was planning to sand down the side of the boat. So now I'm sitting here doing nothing but talking to you, which is fine. It's fantastic. I believe I mentioned in my last video I got 71 subscribers. Wow, that's a real mind blower. It's taken a year, but it's okay. This is an interest project, right? Not everybody's into flat bottom boats. I mean, I go on the internet and they show these things called John boats. They're, I guess they serve a purpose, but I don't see myself using a John boat. They're too small. But a lot of people are playing around with John boats. So it's an interest, right? Either you have interest or you don't. I mean, I'm the same way. So anyway, I'm not going to try to get too winded here. The sanding I showed you, like I said, I was out here about 10, maybe 15 minutes sanding this down. I'm sitting here thinking, wow, this is coming down really good. And then the machine eats my belt. So I'm not too freaking happy about that. Yeah, I'm not too happy about that. So I don't know, it's 10:30 going on to 11 o'clock this morning. And I'm going to go clean up, put all my tools away, and call it a day. That's it. It's a bloody shame. Yeah. But I gotta let you know something. When I was looking at the roughness on this boat, it was pretty bad. I mean, it still is pretty bad. But after I sanded down the section back here, I thought, wow, like 50% easy. 50% of the ugliness went away. It's a lot smoother. I went over this small section with 80 grit with a orbital palm sander and smoothing it out a bit. It's nice, you know. It's totally acceptable compared to what the rest of the boat is. So I have no choice but to sand, and any filling I have to do has been reduced by about 60%. Most of my problems have gone. So either I'm going to have to bite the bullet and go buy $20 worth of belts, which is probably 4 belts, and over adjust the belt. Now I was, just to let you know in case somebody was wondering how I was using the machine, I was literally using the machine upright, a little bit on the angle, just a bit, and I didn't push on the machine. I was letting the weight of the machine do the sanding, because a lot of people do make that mistake where they lean on a sander regardless what type it is, thinking that it's going to sand better, and it doesn't. It just wears your paper out faster, creates more heat, and depending on what you're sanding, it could actually ruin what you're sanding. So remember, just lightweight. Let the weight of the machine do the cutting. Don't lean into it too much, because you're going to heat everything up. That's about the only suggestion I can leave you with right now. I have to go back, sit down, and think about what I'm going to do. This is going to be like, what is it, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 60 or $70 worth of belts, if the other belts do the same thing this one did. I mean, that's a lot of money when the belt was perfectly good, the way I see it. So I don't know. Hey, be safe. If you're working on a project, don't take shortcuts. Don't get your hands cut up. It's not worth it. Just think it out, do it right, and do it safe. There's no such thing as shortcuts. This is Dan's 30-foot dory build saying, we'll see you later. We'll see you later. Now it doesn't want to shut off. Oh my God, I don't know why I bother. Can you stop, please? Video stop. The video does not want to stop. Wow. Talking about being plagued. I'll get it sooner or later. It actually does not want to stop. It's still going. I don't believe this. I'm sorry, guys. I can't believe this. It's not going to stop. Let me try a full pump.